Indian clubs, the counting is very much to do with the circles and the rotation of the circles.
This is where it gets. This is where I got a little bit stuck because.
Forward front circle is a 1 count, so it's 1, 1. That's all it is. 1, 2 back circle, 3 wrist circle. So if I drop here, so that's 1, 2.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the 4 count. 4 count is a standalone brain challenge, basically. You do that for 10 minutes, it's amazing, and if you're holding your arms up in the back circle and so on, the workout's huge.
Dutchman, yeah, shuffle on the production, like this, yeah, like this, yeah. The flowing Dutchman, yeah, the flowing Dutchman.
Boom, and welcome to another video of the Flowing Dutchman. Now I'm here with the Grandmaster, Mr. Paul Wolkowinski in Perth, Australia. And this video we'd like to talk a little bit about tempo because as far as my knowledge goes, I have not seen, well, I don't know where else it would have come from, the idea of actually training on tempo. Because from what I know, Paul went to Iran and he saw these little drums and the way that they kind of moved on tempo, but thought it'd be a bit difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, very difficult to follow.
Yeah, because I kept getting lost with their songs and the poetry recitals. So
I've heard them, and indeed you really have to know them.
You need to know the language to understand what they're saying.
But you also need to know the rhythm because it's like,
yes.
And you're like, okay, I have to.
The rhythm's quite alien to us in some ways.
You can see that you have to train there for a while to really understand it, which is a good thing. But the idea of a metronome has been really, really impactful for my coaching, my training. And I was wondering, because is that your interpretation of what you saw there, or did you have the idea of the metronome from another book?
Okay, so it's also come from some historical manuals. Okay. Because particularly in America, but also in Europe, the common way of group swing, when a group of people would swing, would be somebody would sit down at a piano and they'd play a 4/4 waltz, a waltz, which is a very, very good beat to swing to.
Yeah.
So consequently, you've got that regular sort of, it's almost like a marching beat.
Yeah.
So that combined with my experience in Iran and the Zurkhaneh, made me think and create my own drum tracks, basically, to follow. And then I also sort of from there I went into making drum tracks at different speeds because there's certain movements that you can do at certain speeds and combinations. And I found that really beneficial to say start off slower and go quicker, or sometimes dial the speed down and go slower. To make things work properly and get the coordination of circles sorted out properly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really impactful, and I've been able to utilize it for almost everything that I do, even with the flow of the mace, and it's been really, really cool. But there is, and that's kind of also why we wanted to make this video, there is a little thing about the tempo as well, where they have a 4 count and a 2 count swing, and sometimes I reach the limit of what that actually means.
What that actually means.
And sometimes I also question if it really helps understanding the movements to have that distinction.
Sure.
Because sometimes I feel like it makes things more complicated because you have to also think about if you're going for a 4 count or a 2 count.
Okay.
So.
Yes, but I mean, at the moment, what I'd like to start off with is just purely the 2 count.
Okay, 2 count.
So 2 count with Indian clubs, and the way that and then I'm going to diversify and move into a 3 count with Indian clubs, which means I'm going to add another circle in. So I mean, basically, to my way of thinking, the counting also helps you remember where the circles are supposed to be, because I treat every single circle as an individual. Okay.
Yeah, and then let's also talk about the meals a little bit.
Yes, we'll get on to...
That is something else too with the tempo.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so just to start off with, if we work on the outward 2 count, In fact, we'll go back one further. This is a straightforward front circle is a 1 count, so it's 1. 1. That's all it is, 1. And if you can go inwards also, so it's 1. 1. Very straightforward and simple. Now, a 2 count is the heart shape. So the heart shape is the front circle, followed by transition to the back circle, and then back to the front circle. So it's 1, 2, 1.
So you
2,
wouldn't say that
1, 2.
because for me the front swing also has 2 beats. Is that incorrect then? It's 1, 2, 1, 2. 1.
No, no. To me, it's got 1 beat.
Then you have to do that pretty
1.
quick.
Well, no. I mean, you can. There's variation here.
Sure.
To my way of thinking, and I mean, if you've got a regular beat, like so for instance, like a waltz or a metronome, we'll just we'll call it a metronome for argument's sake for this video. So you're keeping time with that. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So I mean, I can actually really slow it down, but I'm still swinging the clubs down.
How would you now connect it to the front swing? 2,
1. And if I speed it up, it's still 1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
And what if you do the front circle?
Just the front circle.
In combination with that.
Adding the front circle to what? 2 front circles and 1 back circle you're talking about?
No, I was talking about the heart shape and the front circle.
Well, no, I mean, this is the heart shape and the front circle. I mean, this is basically it. Here's the front circle. So 1, 2, front circle, back circle,
What if you
front
connect
circle.
it to this one?
This one here. Yeah, but I mean, okay. So the classic heart shape means that you're using part of the front circle and then you're transitioning to the back circle. The back circle is more complete than the front circle.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's why, I mean, I like the idea of, in one book in particular, the Lamar book, he does doubles. So he does double front circles, double back circles. That means that your shoulders are having to complete those movements.
Gotcha.
Right.
So that would be in your mind. That would be 1 count or 2 count.
So that's a 2 count.
Yeah.
2 count.
2 count.
If I add in a third circle, so let's say I add in this circle here, a wrist circle on outstretched arms, that means it's going to start 1 front circle, 2 back circle, 3 wrist circle. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
So if you add another curl with the wrist, would it then be a 4 count?
4 count.
And if you add another
Counting,
one, would
it
it
be a 5 count. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's basically, as you add the circles, the count increases.
So this counting is not necessarily counting of the tempo, it's a counting of the actual momentum.
Yes, and it helps you to do, because in my way of thinking, it helps you memorize where the circles are supposed to be. Now, let's go into the same pattern inward. But inward, things are slightly different, because inward, I'm going to do the front circle first, then I'm going to do the third circle into the back circle. So it's 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2.
Right.
So I'm numbering the circles according to which sequence they're supposed to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, for memorizing a sequence, it really, I mean, I find it really helps me. I mean, it's a personal thing, but I think it's also something that was used, in the sort of late 1800s, early 1900s for group exercise, because they used to call out the circles as they were doing them. There would be a leader on the stage that would call the circles out.
So every swing would have its number, and you would be
Yeah,
able to,
yeah. I mean, you can call it by its name or by its number. I actually started number.
But I mean, now for you, the wrist circle was count 3.
Count 3.
Right? Because if you reversed it, 3 came before 2.
2. But if I, for instance, drop the back shoulder circle completely, so now I'm going to do a front circle. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Right.
There's only 2 circles there.
Yeah, I get it.
So I mean, you use the numbers and the counting position things, because I mean, and then you can have a sequence. I mean, I've had it with people before that will write up a sequence on a whiteboard or something similar, and then you just call them as you go through them. The person at the front calls the numbers or the circles that you're going to do for group sessions.
Yeah. And then the 4-count, there was also a 4-count swing. Yeah.
No, so before we go into the 4-count, so I want to just explain that here, I mean, with the principle of the 2-count, so far we've only talked about synchronous circles.
Sure.
Now we're going to look at the 2-count in asynchronous, which means that starting from here, my right hand, this one that I'm waving, is going to do a front circle, and the left hand with the watch is going to do a back circle. So if I drop here, so that's 1, 2,
Sure.
1, 2, 1, 2. And if I start adding in the wrist circle, 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. But the count changes because now the circles are being done separately.
Yeah, and then once you start to do only one wrist circle for one hand, you switch between synchronous and asynchronous, and then...
Well, no. So we're still using the circles in the counter. The rhythm is the rhythm that we're looking to establish.
Yeah, I see you have kind of decoupled the idea of the actual beats of the rhythm and the counting of the swings, where I thought that it was more the origin of the movement depicted what type of a count swing it was.
Yeah,
if
no,
you have
I mean,
count swings, that means like all of these swings, whether synchronous and asynchronous, are always 2-count, and when you do these swings, those in a different way,
follow swings,
that would be the 4-count swings.
Yeah.
And that's also where the meal thing comes into place.
Yeah, so we'll look at the meals in a minute. So I mean, basically now, everything that we've done so far with the synchronous and asynchronous means that with synchronous, the clubs meet at the feet, cross at the top, and then basically as you go into the heart shape, both the clubs drop together and rise together. And here they drop together, rise together. Now it's the same principle in the asynchronous. The clubs drop together, rise together. So there's the movement. So the clubs are basically following the 2-count pattern.
Sure.
And even if you draw the wrist circle in, they're still
Yeah,
following
so
that pattern.
there's a 2-count pattern, but then there's also
Yes.
the 1-count, 2-count, 3-count, 4-count flows or sequences.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so
so
that is this
yes,
sort of
and I mean basically this is based on this, and this is really important. This is based on the clubs pointing to the floor together and pointing to the ceiling together.
Sure.
The 4-count is different because the 4-count means that if I swing the clubs half a circle apart, the clubs cross on my left, cross on my right. So we've moved a quarter circle from.
Isn't that asynchronous front circles?
No. Both. So if you have a look. So again, so I mean, this arm comes down to the floor. So one club is pointing up.
Yeah.
The other one's pointing down.
Yeah.
They cross here.
Which would mean asynchronous, because that's the same thing that happens if you're doing this.
No, the clubs. No, so the clubs. Look, there. The clubs are down.
Yeah, but this is a heart shape again.
Yeah.
So what if you do the front circle, like you were doing?
Yes.
This.
Yeah, but so that's the.
They would have the same.
No. So you've got one club pointing down, one club pointing up,
Yeah.
and the clubs are then pointing to the side, to the left side, and to the right side. You're
Sure.
moving it a quarter circle.
Isn't that the same?
No, it's not the same. Because because now we're starting to go into follow. Okay. So I mean, let's just do it. For instance, so if I do follow, my left arm leads,
Yeah.
and then half a circle later, my right arm
Sure.
follows here. So then Again, the left hand shoulder has to.
This is definitely
Four count.
Yeah, but now they're not meeting in this on the same side.
No, because this is the outward version. So here, 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 here. So now if you think about it, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Parallel version is, so now, okay, so in here, my right hand is leading, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Gotcha.
If I swing to the left parallel, my left hand leads. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Inward, the clubs come in 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. You can see there's a crossover here at the side. 3, 4. I'm sorry, I've lost the beat. Okay, well, again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. But the basis of it is that the clubs have to cross at the sides as opposed to the bottom. I mean, it's very, very confusing, believe me. And this is.
But the thing, okay.
Yeah.
Let me figure this out. Because it's not the only way that they would meet in the center. They would also come to the side, no?
Yes, but that's still a 2 count.
Yeah, I get that.
Because the
No,
4
no,
count
this-
has
this
to be
would
half
be
a circle
tick,
apart.
tick, tick, tick,
Watch the word extended and extended. These 2 lines here. Can you just move over a fraction? That's it. Yeah, that's the 4 count.
This would be asynchronous.
That's asynchronous, yes, correct.
Not 4 count.
No, that's 4 count. So
This
basically
would
it's
be
1,
4 count.
1, 2, you could call it 1, 2 also.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was.
And then you should be able to do the same with the back circle.
Yeah.
You know, asynchronous back circles.
Yeah.
No, well that's not what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
no, I get it.
Yeah, so 1 club up, 1 club down, back circle.
Yeah.
That's it. Push them, point them up, left and right hand is up and not pointing up. Yeah.
So that would be asynchronous, not necessarily 4 count.
That's asynchronous, but I mean it's asynchronous 2 count because you're doing 2 circles, so it's a 2 count.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the counting is, in Indian clubs, the counting is very much to do with the circles and the rotation of the circles.
This is where it gets. This is where I got a little bit stuck because if this is 2 count asynchronous, it feels very different than.
Yes, because those circles, those back circles. If you just let me have the colour for a second.
No.
The entrance to the 4 count. If you think about it this way.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Because I mean, so just move over there for a sec. So okay, I'm just doing what you're doing now. So if we swing these circles here, then I can go back into those circles and do front circles.
Yeah, because now the front is now also asynchronous.
Yeah, no, it's a 4 count that becomes, the minute you put in the second circle, it becomes a 4 count.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, why?
Well, no,
Why?
So look, it's okay. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's just, but then if you add another back circle, it will be 6 count swing.
Yes. So
But
so basically,
it's so complicated.
6 count is here. There it is there.
Yeah, but you're still off temp, like you're.
Half a circle apart. The club's one's pointing up,
Yeah.
one's pointing down.
But the idea of the club being half a circle apart I thought that was just in general 2 count. And
No,
that
no.
if they would be together, it would be, or 4 count. And if they would be together, it would be 2 count. But it's actually not the case, because this would be just asynchronous and not.
That's
4 count.
asynchronous, yeah.
Oh man, that's so confusing. Okay, but I do start to understand better what you mean with it.
And I mean, it's so going into the intricacies of the 4 count. I mean, you can do. So let's say I'm going to start leading with my right hand. So the right hand is going to lead. So now I can transition into the left version of this with my right hand.
Sure.
But now if you watch, I'll do a 3rd circle here behind my head, and now my left arm is leading, which means I can transition to that side. Because otherwise, if I try to transition from here and just do 2 circles here, this goes out of wonk. So you've got to change, when you're going into the inward version, you've got to do 3 back circles to change the leading hand.
Right.
Because there's a leading, there's a lead and there's a follow.
Got it.
That's the 4 count. I mean, so the 4 count is a standalone brain challenge, basically. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So many variations you can do. I mean, I'm just literally counting the mirrored circles. And now if I change over to asynchronous, still the same beat. And I can add circles in. Full circles. Full circles. All to the same beat. And I'm just literally counting them, aloud and following the beat. What's interesting about this, I mean, most of my tracks are 10 minutes long. You do that for 10 minutes, it's amazing. And if you're holding your arms up in the back circle and so on, the workout's huge. Yeah, so I mean, that's, and I mean, so now, let me just give you an example of, this is 54 beats a minute. Slower. But I mean, I can still swing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, Indian cross, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, just 1, 3, 2. Wow.
Yeah, but this
2
is
and 3, that's it. And
this is counting the swings. It doesn't. If you say this is a 4 count swing, then you're depicting the type of swing instead of actually this is for swings.
So just to give you an idea, with Lemar in one of his exercise 13 in Lemar's book, and I'll just turn that down a fraction so I can talk over the top of it. Lemar has an exercise in his book that does this. So first of all, you start off with the front circle. So it's 1, and then 1 back circle on one side, 1 back circle on the other side. 1 there. Oh, sorry, no, I messed it up. I'm just going to stop talking and do it. So 1, 2.
This is 4.
No, sorry, then it goes to here, there, 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 making each arm work separately. And it's actually a repeat if you do it, transitioning to the right, which is what I've just done, and then you have to reverse it and transition to the left. There's 64 changes in it, the whole exercise. So it's mentally a challenge to actually and to keep it up with the beat, yeah. So because then you go into parallels to the right or parallels to the left.
There's 64 changes?
Yeah. Because there's 8.
Okay.
So
this is a 64 count?
Well, technically yes.
Okay.
The more circles there are, the more variations. So 60. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I've actually made a video about it, a 64 count.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's try with meals.
Okay. So.
Over the years, I've found so much joy in creation. Light Club 6 is designed to bring that joy of creation to your screen. Through 3 sessions every week, you'll be exposed to increasingly challenging movement patterns with Indian clubs. In the first week, you'll learn about crossing swings. In the second week, you'll learn about parallel swings. And in the third week, you'll learn how to combine the parallel and the crossing swings. In the fourth week, you will master wrist circles. And in the fifth week, we'll dissect asynchronous swings. And lastly, in the sixth week, you'll learn how to combine the synchronous swings and the asynchronous swings. At the end of Light Club 6, the word beginner will not fit you anymore. Are you ready to structure and perfect the art of Indian club swinging? Join now at DutchFlowAcademy.com. Boom! Thank you for your attention. It's greatly appreciated. If you like the content, please consider to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see similar videos, you can see them over here. If you're interested in learning more from me as a coach, I've got online courses on DutchFlowAcademy.com. Keep flowing. Ram Ram.